78% of athletes go through depression, especially when they retire. You might be experiencing some of these symptoms that you don't even know, and let me tell you why. Most of you know I played college football, and I played a little stint of professional football in the NFL, CFL, the XFL, and many other leagues that didn't stay relevant like the AAF. But when I retired, I went through some of the most hardest and most difficult transitions that it really took a long time for me to really step outside of. First and foremost, these transitions where I thought were normal, but after speaking with my therapist, realized it was some kind of minor depression, and you might be experiencing them too. Let me know if you have ever experienced these. First, as an athlete, we have been training our whole lives. We've woken up at 5 a.m. to get to the early workouts. We've pushed sleds in the snow, in the rain, in the scorching heat, while wanting to get our bodies better so we can have a great season, right? But when you're done playing, the hardest thing I think most people underestimate is the fact that is losing that drive and motivation that you're so accustomed to. As an athlete, we're just naturally competitive. We want to win. We want to destroy. We want to compete. Especially as men, we have all this testosterone literally running through our veins. But when you retire and you enter the regular life and the workforce, all of it kind of slows down. It's a hard thing to see because at one point you were up at 5 a.m. crushing workouts. Now you can barely wake up at 5 a.m. and get out your bed. You're sluggish to even get to the gym. It takes motivation and energy drinks just to even get you to walk outside your door, put your shoes on. When you get to the gym, you can barely get a good workout because you don't even know what to do. Because you're so used to a strength coach or a position coach giving you your workouts that you never had to think for yourself. So when you finally get in a setting where you have to do everything for yourself, you struggle with getting into the gym, you struggle with pushing yourself, you struggle with getting that motivation that you used to love to get to that point where your body was the best shape it could be so you could perform on the highest levels on whatever night you used to. For me as an athlete, I loved working out. I loved throwing up heavy weight. I loved lifting heavy because I knew at that point my body was breaking down, and that soreness, even though it sucked, I knew was building up muscle and allowing me to perform at my highest ability on that football field. When I retired, you couldn't pay me for a very long time to get up and go to the gym. I got to the point of saying, why does it even matter? I'm not playing anymore. There's nothing I'm looking towards, looking forward to. I had no motivation. I had no end goal. And I had to realize that the only reason I did it in the first place is because I had an end goal. Did I even enjoy working out? Did I enjoy what working out did for me? So I had to really reframe in my mind, because at that point now, I know as you get older, your body gets weaker, your metabolism slows down. And that's when weightlifting, running, cardio means more. I don't know if you can notice my face. I used to be a lot slimmer only because I was training 5 times a day, eating the right foods, running like a maniac. And now I'm having to push my body and push my mind to have the same kind of mentality that I was when I was playing. Not as intense, but still to the point where I'm getting a good workout and I'm pushing myself. So if you're struggling with that, don't be alarmed. You might just think it's something of natural of getting older, but trust me, just because you get older doesn't mean you gotta slow down. Your intensity might drop, but your drive shouldn't. And just working out was the cream of the crop. Working out wasn't the only thing that I struggled with. It was just finding the joy and thrill of everyday life. And I know this one might hit home to a couple people, because the easiest thing when we were playing was we looked forward to game day. We looked forward to dominating our opponent, coming home, having a party with the teammates, turning up, just enjoying the moment. But then we had the next week to look forward to. That constant high of chasing something every week was something we enjoyed. Even in the off season, there was something to look forward to, whether it was fall training, something where you were still finding an opportunity to flex your muscles and to enjoy with your camaraderie. The hardest thing that I had to do when I entered the workforce was find the enjoyment of everyday life. Things might not have been as exciting because I'm just filling out an Excel sheet or doing some admin work, but I had to just even find me on the little interests of after work. I find myself rotting, watching TV, binging shows, which to some degree can be some leisurely activity. But when you're doing it every day, I had no joy. Days felt like they were just flying by because I had nothing to do. I wasn't killing anything. I just thought this is what adult life felt like. I used to look at my parents and be like, man, this is what they experienced as they got older. I could see why they were so upset or so frustrated or so annoyed at the littlest things, because they just came from a day 8 to 10 hours and having to deal with me, taking me to football practice, taking me lunches, and having to have a whole responsibility of me. I don't even have kids right now. I can only imagine for people who do. That moment of understanding there's more to life than just going to work, coming home, rinse and repeat, and just dying. After sitting some time with my therapist and asking her why, I just felt like every day dreadful. I would wake up dreadful, not wanting to work out because I just felt like, what's the point? There were days it just felt like each day was just dragging along. That feeling where it's like, dang, where did the week go by? Yeah, it's Friday, but then Saturday, you blink and it's gone and you're back to Monday. It just felt monotonous. It just felt tiring. And I just wished it would just slow down. I realized that I just had more growing responsibilities. You have rent, you have gas, you have bills, you have groceries, and everything's expensive these days. So you're worrying about everything. You're not alone if you feel that way. You're not crazy. Just know that you might have to talk to somebody. You might have to find what gave you that thrill, even though you're not playing your beloved sport anymore. Find out something that allows you to be able to expend some type of energy. Allows you to build. Find something that you look forward to. That might be finding maybe an intramural league within your community. Might be able to be volunteering and giving back to your community, or coaching, or being able to give back to the next generation. There's always something. But it was hard for a very long time. I'm not gonna lie to you. And last but not least, the hardest thing I want to say is building your community. Because it's so easy when you're playing on a team to find true friends, because you guys have grown and grinded and endured hardship together to where you've shared experiences that made y'all closer. But when you don't have those shared experiences of doing hard things, of overcoming adversity, and you're just going to work and meeting Sally Lou and John from accounting, and you're having the water cooler talks, which are cool in themselves, but there is no true bond being built right there. Because now you're working for a corporation that just sees you as a number. You clock in, you clock out, you have your coffee breaks, you meander around doing work here and there, just enough that you don't get fired. We've all done that. Don't lie, you've all done that. But then you head home, not really knowing any of your coworkers. Y'all might go out to these company outings, these company collaborations where you guys are hanging out outside of work. But honestly, that just feels like more work than it needs to be. We might have the small cooler talk at like Top Golf or something, and they're cool. We're having drinks here and there, but you really don't feel any connection. Then you go home after spending more time with your coworkers that you really don't like, and then you have to go see them again the next day. It's hard, and trust me, that was something I had to learn, of finding actual real community. And it wasn't just from, hey, and it had to be intentional. I had to seek it. I had to find groups of people who are aligned in my own way. There's so many cool things these days that I had to really look into. Run clubs, there's chess clubs. You can go on Facebook and find a club for anything that you're interested in. There's Yu-Gi-Oh clubs. Yes, I know people still play Yu-Gi-Oh. There's entrepreneurship clubs. There's flag football. There's anything that you want interested in. But you have to find that community. The biggest thing that I had to learn was finding a community within my church of like-minded believers, people that wanted to grow in their faith in Jesus Christ. But that's just my thing. Everybody else is different, but you have to find what works for you. Don't be part of that 78%. And if you were part of that 78% of college or professional athletes that are depressed, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I want you to know that there is avenues and resources out there to help you escape that dread that you're experiencing. You just gotta look. If this video helped you or anybody that you know, please share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.